What's up, everybody? I'm back and I've got another walkthrough, kind of like detailed walkthrough for you guys. I'm not going to go through the outfitting that much because I have covered the outfitting in previous videos. I'll leave a link to like some of my videos where I've covered outfitting, or there'll be something at the end of this video for to let you guys know. What I have here is the new Dagger Kayaks code. This is the medium. I do have a small and large that I'm also going to paddle, so I will be posting a video on the difference in the sizing. So just to give you a little backstory on what the code is, that Dagger needed to replace the Mamba series. The Mamba series have been in the lineup for, I don't know what, 3,000 years now. I think it's went through two versions. There was an early version of the Mamba series, and then I think in 2012 it was updated with more bow rocker, a little more modern, updated outfitting, has the contour ergo added to it. So there was an update done on it. So instead of making this Mamba 3.0, they just went ahead and took the Mamba out of the lineup and brought in the code. And one of the things is with the code is Dagger learned a few things from the Phantom project. What Dagger had learned from the Phantom project, they added a little bit so you can kind of see the kind of evolution of the boat. But this does not paddle like the Phantom, and it does not paddle like the Mamba. This is a totally different direction for you guys. The thing with the Mamba was the Mamba covered such a wide range of paddling styles and skills from beginner to expert. You know, you make a boat where beginners can learn how to roll, learn how to eddy turn, learn how to kind of work those edges, but then you want to make it also where an expert can run like harder, more advanced whitewater and expert level whitewater. So it's kind of like a balancing act. And one thing you guys will see with Dagger, they do that really well, of finding that happy mix between expert to beginner level boats. So yeah, that's kind of like my detailed breakdown of what the boat is. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start the walkthrough. As you can see, this is a new kayak. This has not been on the water yet. It is kind of rough because I've drug it around a lot, but it's not been on the water yet. So I got here kind of early to do a quick walkthrough for you guys and then outfit the boat, so that way I don't have to deal with it later. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start in the stern as like I normally do. I'm just going to go ahead and go through, and I will be comparing it to a Phantom. I do have my Phantom here, so I will be comparing the code to the Phantom. So stick around at the end of the video so that way you guys can see the comparison and kind of the evolution of what the code is compared to the Phantom. Right, I'm going to go ahead and start back here at the stern and kind of work my way to the bow. Looking at this stern, I've noticed in this stern they've rounded this off. A lot of boats are having a very sharp edge. I think that's actually smarter to round that off instead of coming out to a sharp edge that can take a hard hit. This would be more likely to glance off of rocks for you know, some of us that get spun around backwards and go off. I'm not going to mention any names, but goes off something backwards and hits that corner. That's more likely. Good job on that, because that's less likely to take a hard piton and crush that in. The drain plug is a little close the end of the boat. If it was me, I'd like to see this up a little higher, and this drain plug not so close right there. But it is one thing about Dagger's drain plugs, they're nice and recessed, they're molded in. You know, guys, I can go on and on about a mold-in drain plug. They work extremely well. They do not break off. They don't come out. You have to rip them out of there. You can tie a little string from here to here if you're nervous about losing it. Always been a fan of Dagger's drain plugs. You know, and I'm always picky about drain plugs. Give me something to complain about. Nice texturing around there. That texturing runs down all of these deck lines. It runs around and then runs all the way down these deck lines. Nice looking deck lines too. Those are kind of like Dagger's signature deck lines when you look at them, the way they run like that. Nice handles, nice good safety handles for clipping into. Big cutout. I can easily get my hand down in there. I can easily hook a carabiner or whatever on that. Nice safety handle into brass inserts with security screws. Good job on that. I love that. Little attention to detail. They do have Dagger printed on it. You can see that. 5 points of attachment. Good for swimmers, and it's strategically right where a swimmer's hand would be, because this is also designed to be a good safety boat. Again, the screw-in wall, that is, goes into a bracket that's glued into the wall. Let me go on this other side here. The name code, so just to give you guys a little fact on the name code, one of the things when you're working on a new boat, it's funny because it came up, what should the code name be for the new kayak? Well, code name, and then it was like, oh, what about code? Oh, that worked. That's where the name code come from. It was the code name, the working title, like the Phantom was a Phantom project and it ended up being the Phantom. So yeah, just to give you guys a little fact about like the name code, what it means. And also you see this graphic, so if you look at this graphic, this is a tumblers inside of like a lock. So think of it as like a lock on a safe. So you're finding your code. I don't know if you guys care, but that's what it means, just to let you know what the graphic means. Cool graphic. And at the first I thought the name was kind of corny, but after it kind of grew on me. The name kind of grew on me a little bit. You can always tell which boat you have because it'll have a small, medium, or large right here. This is the MD for medium. So this is the medium. Moving on up, you know, I mentioned the little button here. Nice, big, huge volume right there. That is a lot of volume in that tail. Look at that volume, and it's a steep bank drop off right there. Little kind of engraved recycle logo. Cockpit rim, you know, cockpit rim on all Daggers are 3419, nothing new on that. The sizing stays, the rim sizing stays the same across the board. They don't really upsize or downsize it. They might do a little bit here and there, but usually it's like same cockpit rim. Outfitting, I'm not going to cover the outfitting too much. I've covered this contour ergo outfitting a million times, so I'm just going to kind of like walk through it really fast for you guys. Dagger's back band, like I said, is one of the best back bands I've ever used. It works. It's got easy clips to unclip all this, get to the back deck, cram whatever you want down in there. Very nice on the back band. It's got additional, the back band has additional adjustments here. If you guys ever max out your ratchets there, adjust this. You can adjust this and tighten all that up to that way you're not going so far up with your ratchets, because these ratchets do stretch and do kind of get longer as the time goes on. When a back band, all of this will stretch, and if you need to adjust it, right there's adjustment. I did notice now they're going through this big ring right here. Very strong, works fine. They've tested it. Good back band. Good job on Dagger on the back band. Outfitting, and you know, I can go on and on about these hip pads. These hip pads are some of the best hip pads I've ever used. They lock onto clips right here. You unclip it and it locks into clips. Leg lifter, nice leg lifter. We know leg lifter thing works well. Water bottle holder, throw rope holder. This is nice because it is adjustable, so you can go really wide with this. I'm gonna go ahead and take that out of there. And you guys do notice that this has a red seat in it. The red seat and red step out pillar is only available in the Cosmos colors. It's not available in the other colors. There's 4 colors: Aurora, Cosmos, Red, and Aqua Fresh. There's 4 colors. I'll throw the colors up on the screen. Not a big fan. I don't know if you guys have heard me in the past, but I'm not a big fan of multicolor boats. I like a good solid color boat, but after a while this kind of grew on me. I did like, if you notice, yellow green mixture in there. I think that color is Citron. I think that's the name of that color. It's got a Citron mix in there, and it throws off that dark color of the Cosmos. I was not a fan of the original Cosmos because it was just too dark of a boat for me. I don't like a really dark colored boat. So yeah, this color looks a lot better in my opinion. Moving on, adjustable thigh braces. They're not the easiest thing to adjust, but you can adjust them. Ratcheted back band, like I just covered on that. These 2 bolts here, loosen that up, and then they slide back and forth. You have to remove these front bolts to get that to go back and forth, but it works. Dagger thigh braces could use a little improvement, but they work fine. I really like them. They contact me well. They work really good. Nice step out safety pillar. Dagger, there's only a couple of manufacturers, just a few manufacturers in the world that actually put a nice step out pillar. But one thing you're going to notice about Dagger step out pillar, it comes inward, so you can get your foot up in there a lot easier than others that go straight from the rim, because when you're sitting here, that means you have to get your foot all the way up into here to step out. So it does have a recess that goes down there, and there is like a finger hole down in there. If you guys ever have to adjust the seat, just to give you a little tip here, loosen these up just about a ½ inch, hit the end of the wrench, which is a supplied wrench. You get it right there in your kit, so you will have that little number 4 Allen key. You're going to hit the end of that Allen key and knock that down, and then make sure you don't take this out, just loosen this, and then you can move the seat. I usually hit it like that, or hit it in the back and then tighten it all back down, just to give you a little tip. But I want to show you guys, I don't know if you can see down in here. Let me see if I can put a light on it. You see what that is? That is a toe cup. So that is an actual cup. That is not a plate. And you see the top of it actually is so the toes can't go over top of it. You will still need to foam that out. I'm going to show you guys after I foam it out. It takes 30 seconds to put a piece of foam down there. Dagger made it pretty easy. They've got Velcro down there. They got Velcro on it. It's easy. You adjust right here on that, and you can adjust that toe cup up and down. So yeah. But yeah, I definitely think Dagger's bulkhead, step out pillar bulkhead combination is one of the safest and best in the industry. I'll argue that with you. One thing, and like I said, one thing that Dagger does really well, outfitting wise, it's bomber and it's tough. It works extremely well. I've never, maybe a little too much going on for some. Some people like that simplicity of just like a few things here and there, but there is padding under here. So they do have like some padding with the Dagger logo, nice attention to detail on that. That's kind of cool looking. It's the same outfitting across the board. All Dagger boats, all Dagger whitewater boats will have that outfitting in it. Outside like maybe the extra small rewind or something, I think they all pretty much have that. Yeah, so covered all that. Moving forward, nice handle here. That's got an Allen head, but these are all like security boats except for these, and that's because that also holds in that step out pillar. That's why those are like that. But yeah, look at that nice clip-on spot there. Nice spot to tie it down to your car too. That's my favorite handle for running a cam strap through. Very peaked in their deck. Look how peaked that deck is. So one thing is, and the amount, you know, texture running around there, but look at the amount of that peak in there. Wow. Look at the amount of bow rocker on this thing. Holy crap. That is a lot of bow rocker. I'm going to get a measurement on that, by the way. Let me do that now. I'm going to measure the front bow rocker. Looks to be right at about 15 3/4, almost 16 inches. So you got almost 16 inches of bow rocker. That is a lot of bow rocker up there. For a boat that's 8 foot 9, 8 foot 8, that is a lot of bow rocker. Looks to be around about 12. It looks like, so in the front you've got almost 16 inches of bow rocker in the front and right at about 12 in the tail. And you know, it seems like all manufacturers are going to that high bow rocker. That's pretty much all I got on the hull. I mean, on the deck. I can't think of anything else to cover for you guys. Molded in graphics, you know, those are always great. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to go over the hull with you guys. Let's move this stuff out of my way. Starting back here, look at that nice thin area there. Seal numbers right there. That is a thinned out area right there. It is high out of the water, so it's not low. It's a little thick back there, but look at that taper. And that rail runs all the way. That is kind of, and it starts, you know, it's more like a rail here. Yeah, so now I rolled it over so you guys can see the hull. You can see that rail. See, look at the amount of taper. I don't know if there's a little bit, I don't know. It's a little bright out here, so the sun just came back out and it made it pretty damn bright. So sorry about that, guys, but look at this. Look at the amount of taper coming down. Look how wide that sidewall is there and how it tapers down. The rail starts about right here and runs this entire length. It does have the code logo kind of etched in the back here. That's pretty cool looking. The way they've etched that code logo, which that thing does two purposes. You see that on some manufacturers. Number one, it's a wear indicator to kind of tell how much wear the boats have, but it just kind of like adds something a little cooler on the deck. I think it's cool. I like that manufacturers do that. I would have liked to seen it a little bigger and do maybe the whole thing. This is just where I've scratched it up. I've laid it on the pavement. I moved it around. They're going to get scratched up, just so you know. It didn't come like that. The thing was flawless out of the packaging. But yeah, looking at this stern, look at this stern. So the stern, it looks like the rail starts about right here, and it's a rail till it gets here, and it's some sort of flat bi-level type chine. Look at that. And it runs all the way the entire length of the boat and then fades out right there. And it's tucked down so it will not be in play until you edge that thing over. Looking at it, how it's tucked down, I'm curious how that edge is going to handle. Not the most super aggressive rail, but that's okay. It is nice and aggressive right there, and it drops up so the water will get in there nicely. Look at that edge. That looks good. This looks like a very well-rounded hull. The depth from here to here, yeah, it looks like this is just a very well-rounded hull. I really like the looks of this hull. Yeah, so you can also see it's more like a good, that sun's going down some. So now I can see out here. You can see, guys, that it's more like a progressive rocker all the way through, but there is a slight little bit of kick rocker that goes right there. So that tells me this boat's going to get up on that tail like that. Look at that. So a little bit of kick rocker right in there. More like a flat planing in the center. It's more flat planing. It's actually planing all the way through. And I love the fact that Dagger's going to that flat bow up there. That bow, whoo, coming out. See, the Phantom was a little more rounded back there. You guys leave in the comments below what you think of this hull. If this is something, this is a little bit more aggressive than what Dagger normally goes, looking at these edges. Dagger stays a little softer. I don't know if you guys remember the Mamba. I'll put a Mamba up on the screen now, the Mamba hull. That's all I got on the hull. I'm gonna go ahead and roll it back over and kind of, oh, I gotta get a length on it. Let's see how long it is. And everybody, when I'm getting these measurements, these are kind of rough estimates. This is not the most calibrated equipment I'm using here, so don't give me too much of a hard time. Let's see what the overall length is. Looks to be about 8'9". I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, but that looks to be about 8'9". And just so you know, different colors are going to be a little different from here to there. So some colors might be a little shorter, some colors might be a little longer. So yeah, let me pull my Phantom up here and let you guys see the Phantom beside it. There it is compared to the Phantom. You can see the bow. My Phantom has a little bit extra rocker. I kind of added some to it from a good piton. So I have a little bit of extra rocker. But I think the Phantom has a little lower rocker in the bow. I think it's about, you know, a ½ inch to an inch lower in the bow. Look at the bow width up here on those two. A lot more narrow going back. You can see the difference in those deck volume. A lot more volume in the Code than what's in the Phantom. And remember, the Phantom was not made, it was more like a downriver fast boat for racing and just kind of like dropping from rapid to rapid. The Code is not that style of boat, so they're not necessarily that much of a comparison between them, but different tail width, a lot wider coming out on that, a lot more narrow and pointed. Phantom, like I said, go watch my Phantom review. I did a walkthrough and Phantom review, so if you guys are interested in the Phantom, I did a full-on on-water review, and you guys can go check that out if you want to see some more on the Phantom. But totally different boats. I mean, I can tell you guys, I paddled both of these. They're different. They're different styles of boats. Look at the difference in that volume. More rounded, more of a all-around type boat, where this is made more for squatting out and blasting, more speed from drop to drop. All right, everybody, that's all I've got today on the Dagger Kayaks Code. Medium, by the way, not the large. I will be doing kind of like some videos on the small and large, but this is all I'm going to do for you guys today. Leave in the comments below what you think of this boat. If you think this is something that you're going to get, or you know someone that's paddled it and what they think about it, or you bought one and you like it. I'm always curious to hear what you guys think. But yeah, if there's anything else that you guys want to know on the Dagger Code, comment below and let me know if you got any questions, and I can do my best to kind of like answer the questions for you guys. I like hearing what you have to say about the boats that I review. So I'm going to go ahead and outfit it and get it ready for the river. The river will be on. The river's about to turn on here in about an hour. Leave in the comments below what you think of this boat. Let me know what you think. I will have an on-water review coming. I will have more using this boat, more videos coming on this. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Oh yeah, eat it.